All right, the world is right here. This is the highest card there is in the deck. Everything is going, it looks like, according to plan. It looks like you have cleaned out a lot of stuff on the physical level, on the emotional level, as well as the spiritual level. So it does feel like you're in a really new space of growth. And it's kind of like, now, okay, now what do? I want to project this into the world, but how do I want to project that? So you may be looking for a new job. You may be releasing a job, retiring, but it does look like you're looking at the big picture. So whatever decisions that you're making, you're looking at making them for the long run, not just a short-term solution. You're looking for the long-term solution. And the world is here to remind you that no matter what you do, you can succeed if you put that energy and positiveness into it. So the world is great. It's a very lucky card. So buy a ticket to the lottery kind of thing. The lotto. I can't promise anything, but the world is here and it's a very lucky time for you. Same thing as like the Wheel of Fortune as well. So the world, it just opens all decisions, all choices. So don't narrow your scope. Widen your scope a little bit to include maybe the world. What crosses you is it looks like you had maybe a preconceived idea or an expectation of something working out a certain way and it didn't. So it does look like you're a little disappointed. It could be other people's actions that have disappointed you as well. But it does look like there's something right here waiting for you to pay attention. It's like, hey, 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 I need you over here. So it does look like you have some skill or some expertise that is needed out in the world. It does look like it's a bit of a confusing time for you because this journey that you thought you were going on has kind of taken a left turn. So recalibrate in your brain a little bit, open up to other possibilities. But there does look like a very strong possibility that will be offered to you soon if it hasn't been offered to you already. And it does feel like it may have something to do with the way that you make your money. So you may be getting a promotion, you may be getting an offer of a new job, you may be retiring from a job. But it does look like a possibility that you didn't really take into account. So what is above you is the Tower. This is lessons through destruction. It's a kind of an ugly visual card. This is like the card if you ignore what Spirit's telling you, you know that it's not safe where you live. That's when you get broken into. You know you need to lock your car. That's when it gets, stolen, things like that. So when you ignore the obvious things, waiting for something else to happen, that's kind of when the Tower shows up. It is upside down. So it does feel like you've been able to resolve some challenges that were put in your path recently, that you didn't ignore them. Some things were coming up for you and you kind of got to jump on it. It may have involved an interpersonal relationship, could be even legal, but it does look like something that was kind of nagging at you, you have taken care of. So it could be, filling out insurance forms, something like that. But you're avoiding the inevitable destruction by getting a jump on this and taking care of business. So this is kind of when the Tower's upside down, that means you're taking care of biz. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Don't let it catch up on you and bite you in the tuchus. Just get a jump on things. The Queen of Wands is here, and wands, are about motion. It can be social prominency. But when she's upside down, this may be that someone is trying to manipulate you or demanding or trying to kind of control your decisions. This may be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So you may have kind of a tentative relationship with another fire sign. This may be in a female body, maybe in a male body, but it does look like you're having to take your leave. It does feel like it's more of a person that's a negative Nelly and kind of assignment of blame. This may be either a sibling or a family member, somebody that you have to see all the time, but it does feel like you are taking your leave from their kind of jive, and it does feel like they may be slipping into some mental instability that you're really not that attracted to, and that it's really not yours to clean up. This does feel like somebody that's manipulative and controlling, and you're no longer playing the game. You know, if it is a family member, there is that dynamic that you can't really get away from it on the holidays, but it does feel like you've taken a step back, you've spoken your truth, and you're not really engaged in the craziness, and it really does feel like demanding craziness. It's not based in reality at all. It's just based in fear. So it does look like you have that common sense gene, Gemini, and you're doing a lot more self-care, taking care of self, and kind of extricating yourself from either this person or the situation that isn't serving you. It's kind of toxic. And until they figure it out, it feels like you're going to keep your distance from them. Could be a work person too. I don't want to limit it to family, but it does feel like someone that's close that you can't avoid. All right, this is the, let me see, I think this is the 8. Yes, this is the 8. So this is also walking away from things that no longer serve you. So this may be relationships. This could be interpersonal dynamics within your family household. This can be even just leaving a job, leaving a comfort of something that was comforting to you. It could be walking away from an idea or a goal that no longer serves you or no longer in line with your growth. So it does look like you've had to walk away from some people, some things, some expectations, and some life dreams that you have changed, have altered a little bit. And it does look like you're walking into the unknown. It does look like it's a little fearful for you, but you're going to do it anyway. I know Geminis, you kind of tread where angels fear to go sometimes. So, but it does look like you've had to walk away from some comforts and go into the unknown. Take a chance. You're taking that leap of faith and trying some things new, or at least taking your skill set and applying them to something new. All right. The 5 is here, and 5s usually are kind of challenges. And this is the swords. So there could be some kind of prickly discussions happening around you, which is most likely why you made this decision to walk away. It doesn't look like you have a dog in this race, or a pony in this race, as they say. So it does feel like it's a discussion that's going around and around and around. These decisions look like it may involve you, and this may be with a corporation. This could be a group that you're associated with. This could be a church entity, but it does look like you need to walk away from either some kind of institute or a gathering or some kind of group that is no longer serving you and holding you up. It's no longer gifting you the information that you need. It feels like it's more of a drain on you, and it's more responsibility than you are willing to gift. So you may have to walk away. You're just not in the mood to fight the same battle that's not getting resolved. And you are in a very, very big growth space and kind of reclaiming your warrior, whether you're in a male or a female body. It does look like you are reclaiming your swords. You're not going to engage in petty communication. Swords are all about communication and about higher thinking, intellect. So it does look like your common sense. I'm feeling your common sense has really been coming into play lately, Gemini. You know, if it feels funky, it is. So it's time to walk away from this kind of endless discussion that's going nowhere and do a little more self-care for you, self-healing, so you can walk into your greatness. And it does look like this next line here has a lot of movement, a lot of higher level things. You have the 8 here of cups. And this does look like you're looking at things honestly. You're no longer looking at things with rose-colored glasses. You're not looking at things how you want them to be. You're looking at them as they actually are. And it does feel like you have kind of peaked either your psychicness or your intuition, whatever you want to call it. But it does look like you've been using your intuition a little bit more and kind of sussing things out. You know, if it feels funky, it is. You're trusting your own judgment a little bit more, no matter what is being presented to you. So that's a wonderful thing. The Empress is here. And the Empress can mean, this is nurturing a project to fruition. It also can mean pregnancy. For those of you who don't want that, I would be aware. And for those who do, you may be a little bit more ripe, as they say, coming up for the fall season. But the Empress, her general interpretation is planting a seed and watching it grow, nurturing it, mothering it to fruition. So it does look like those seeds have been planted, and now don't ignore those projects. Keep putting more energy into it, keep putting more information, collecting information, but it does feel like you may be trying to branch out on your own from this group and kind of collecting information, healing yourself, asking the questions, eliciting information from others so you can nurture that seed and watch it grow a little bit more. The Emperor is right on top of it, reminding you to keep it clean, keep it in integrity. The Emperor is the highest of all the people cards in here. So when those around you are falling or manipulating or using the lower chakra levels of survival, you keep it in the higher chakras, in the creation, in the magic space. So it does feel like you're enlisting your magic a little bit more on the daily. You're trusting the goddess of your heart, the god of your heart, or your intuition, whatever you choose to call it. So you're really trying to keep it in the higher levels. And it does look like it may have caused a little friction for those that really are based on a fear-based level. They operate more from fear and survival, whereas it looks like you have raised your havingness of abundance. So keep that vision of abundance, even though the rest of the people around you might be in survival. So you know how to raise that energy level. And then just let it flow right through you like you're a body of glass, Gemini. All right, the 10 is here. And this is the 10 of Swords. This can be the betrayal card. It's the culmination card as well. It is what all these things have been kind of leading you to. But it does feel like you may have had a betrayal in your space, that you were able to pull off the mask and see what was going on. You listen to spirit, you listen to your intuition. So if it feels funky, this may have something to do with either vacation pay, back pay, some kind of additional monies that had been ignored. It does feel like it's around money. So it could be somebody that you loaned money that is not paying you back. But it does feel like a betrayal. And when things like that are presented to you, it's just to allow you to release that agreement, either with that person, that job, that situation. So it does feel like it was a little bit of a sting. It did put you back a little bit, kind of pissed you off. You have 2 5s here, so it does look like you might it might have put you back into the struggle position a little bit, but it does look like it's a disagreement, that you got no pony in this race kind of thing. So take your leave of it if it doesn't affect you. Pull back until some resolution is, unless you are asked for, your 2 cents. But it does look like some sweeping changes are coming. This may be within your workspace or how you make money, because there's a lot of energy around how you make money in this reading. So the 6 is here on the other side. These are usually accolades. This is when you're being honored for your skills. You're being honored for your contribution. It does feel like you will be recognized for the contribution you have been making. It does look like you have been either volunteering extra time at work, volunteering in some kind of capacity, and being helpful to others. And you will be honored for that. And it does feel like you will be gifted either a new situation or an opportunity coming to you because of your gifting others with your skills. All right, Gemini, that is your basic reading for the month of September. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to throw a couple of these chakra cards for you just for clarity. Okay, there's one. Let's see. Abundance. Well, that kind of validates it, doesn't it? And discovery. So yeah, ask and ye shall receive. Start asking questions. Other people have information, you have information to share with others, and you're really holding that abundant picture. It's not so much of that fear, old broken alone isn't here anymore. So you're really holding the vision of abundance, and your magic is really coming into play on the daily.